Sophie Rain's annual earnings of $43 million highlight how values and justice are distorted in modern society. This scenario raises profound questions not just about an individual's income, but also about the perception and reward system of professions in a broader context. Take Harvard University professors, whose annual salaries range from $166,000 to $302,000. These individuals dedicate years to education, research, and nurturing future generations in service of humanity and science. Yet, when compared to Sophie Rain, a social media figure earning $43 million in a single year, the economic recognition of their sacrifice and labor appears strikingly inadequate. Similarly, consider teachers. These individuals play a pivotal role in shaping the future, both academically and morally, earning an average annual salary of $76,000. Despite their sacred mission of educating and guiding our children, they find themselves overshadowed by figures like Sophie Rain in the societal reward system. Sophie Rain's example is not merely an individual success story, it also reveals what society and media truly value. The controversies surrounding a Spider-Man costume and the subsequent monetization of that attention prompt a critical question. Is this clever marketing or societal decay? The real issue here isn't Sophie's earnings per se, but the societal dynamics that make such earnings possible. This example also exposes a societal contradiction. Critics often target Sophie Rain while ignoring the male audience that fuels her success. The fundamental question then becomes, should the focus of critique be on the demand or the supply? Is Sophie merely an entrepreneur meeting market demand, or is she a symbol of the erosion of societal values? Ultimately, Sophie Rain's story may appear to be a success narrative. However, it compels us to question whether the value systems and reward structures within society are truly fair. When individuals contributing meaningfully to science, art, education, and humanity are left behind by viral sensations like Sophie Rain, it forces us to reconsider what modern capitalism and media choose to reward. This discussion is not just about Sophie Rain's income, but a broader critique of societal values. In a world where professions that genuinely contribute to humanity deserve greater recognition, the fact that virality and controversy generate millions is a stark injustice. Imagine for a moment that you have $43 million. What would you do? Well, you're thinking, Sophie Rain has $43 million. Woo! Oh. That's how much OnlyFans creator Sophie Rain earns in a year. It's more than many NBA stars make. It's more than the salaries of every player on every NBA team combined. Today, we're diving into the story of how a Christian virgin managed to rake in millions through controversy, clever branding, and a Spider-Man costume. Oh, and trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to have opinions. Stick around, because I want to hear them in the comments. But here's the kicker. Sophie isn't just some social media personality. Depending on who you ask, she's either a marketing genius rewriting the rules of capitalism or a symptom of everything wrong with modern society. On Thanksgiving, as families across the country gathered to give thanks for love and togetherness, Sophie Rain gave thanks for something else entirely: $43 million in earnings from her OnlyFans account. That's not a typo. It's the kind of money people associate with LeBron James or Taylor Swift. The real spark that catapulted Sophie Rain into internet infamy wasn't her earnings. It was a Spider-Man suit. It all started when a viral clip surfaced showing a woman in a Spider-Man costume in, let's just say, compromising situations. The internet immediately assumed it was Sophie. Was it? Number. But did Sophie deny it right away? Absolutely not. Instead, she leaned into the chaos. Sophie posted her own Spider-Man content, riding the wave of confusion and controversy. And here's where it gets tricky. Spider-Man is beloved by kids. Critics accused her of knowingly targeting minors to expand her fan base. But defenders argue, why blame Sophie for wearing a costume when society sexualized it first? It's a cultural Rorschach test. What do you see? marketing genius, or moral bankruptcy. Sophie Rain isn't just a person anymore. She's a litmus test for how you feel about everything: money, morality, media, and yes, gender. Her supporters say she's a self-made success story, proving that women can dominate in male-dominated financial spaces. But her detractors? They call her the face of a growing epidemic, a generation of girls who think selling themselves online is the easiest path to riches. Here's where it gets even messier. Many of Sophie's critics aren't attacking her choices. They're attacking the men funding her. The argument? It's not Sophie's fault she's making $43 million. It's the fault of millions of men willing to pay for her content. So who's really to blame? The woman capitalizing on demand, or the society that created it? Let the comments section decide. And then there's this: Sophie Rain, a self-proclaimed Christian virgin, earning millions from content many consider, well, far from holy. Her defenders say it's irrelevant. Why should her faith or personal choices matter if she's providing content people willingly pay for? But critics argue it's the ultimate hypocrisy. How can someone claim such values while profiting from content that promotes the opposite? It's a clash of ideologies, and it's tearing social media apart. Some say Sophie's faith gives her strength in an exploitative industry. Others call it a marketing ploy designed to shield her from criticism. What do you think? Faithful entrepreneur or strategic opportunist? Let's hear your hot takes in the comments. Sophie Rain's self-proclaimed identity as a Christian virgin, earning $43 million annually from OnlyFans, has sparked a heated debate across social media and beyond. On one side, some view her as a symbol of entrepreneurial brilliance, cleverly navigating a controversial industry to achieve massive success. On the other, critics argue that her actions represent the pinnacle of hypocrisy, as her branding appears to be fundamentally at odds with her religious identity. Beneath this public controversy lies a broader cultural conversation about faith, morality, capitalism, and the values modern society chooses to reward. To understand the controversy, it's essential to examine how Sophie Rain has positioned herself. Her branding hinges on two seemingly conflicting aspects of her identity: her devout Christianity and her success on a platform widely associated with risque and adult-oriented content. This duality has become both her unique selling point and the primary source of criticism against her. For her followers, Sophie represents empowerment. She has crafted a niche in a saturated market by leveraging her distinct persona to attract attention and build a loyal fan base. Her claim of being a Christian virgin sets her apart, creating intrigue and sparking conversations that ultimately drive traffic to her platform. In many ways, she has mastered the art of personal branding, creating a narrative that keeps her audience engaged while simultaneously polarizing public opinion. However, critics argue that this narrative is deeply problematic. To them, Sophie's persona is a carefully calculated marketing strategy that exploits her faith for financial gain. They see a disconnect between her professed values and the nature of her content, which they believe undermines the very principles she claims to uphold. This perceived hypocrisy has made Sophie a lightning rod for debates about morality and authenticity in the digital age. On the other side of the debate, Sophie's defenders argue that her personal faith and professional choices are not inherently contradictory. They see her as a modern woman exercising agency in a world that often seeks to diminish it. To them, Sophie's faith is a personal matter, and her ability to thrive in a competitive and often exploitative industry is a testament to her resilience and entrepreneurial spirit. Supporters also emphasize that Sophie's success is driven by market demand. She is not forcing anyone to consume or pay for her content. Instead, she is responding to the desires of her audience. From this perspective, the criticism directed at her is misplaced. Rather than questioning Sophie's choices, critics should examine the societal structures and cultural values that create demand for such content in the first place. Moreover, defenders highlight the double standards often applied to women in public life. Sophie's faith is scrutinized in ways that male figures in similar industries rarely experience. By navigating these challenges while maintaining her identity, Sophie represents a form of empowerment that resonates with her supporters. Is Sophie Rain a loyal entrepreneur or a strategic opportunist? Let's discuss the answer to this question together in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Your support is very important for the continuation of this kind of content. Thank you.